with Rich fans, and boy do we have a great grilling adventure planned for you today. It's turducken time. I've been talking about this on my website, my Facebook profile, and also my Twitter page, so it's finally time to get this going, just in time for Thanksgiving season. Before we start, I want to thank our great friends at Maple Farms for providing me with the duck. Check them out at www.maplefarms.com. They have some great cooking tips on how to cook a duck, some great recipes. It's a perfect thing to do for your next barbecue and grilling adventure. Okay, so why turducken? Well, very simple. A couple of weeks ago I was watching TLC's Barbecue Pitmasters Season 2, and they had a challenge called Turducken, and I was like, man, I really gotta see if I can conquer this great meat. Okay, so let's get started. First, I want to introduce my sidekick for today, Rebecca. She's also a Grilling with Rich columnist, so Rebecca and I have been busy, hard at work, deboning this turkey, chicken, and duck. So Rebecca, kind of do a quick brief thing of how we deboned it, not getting too much detail, but...
Okay, Rich. So what we did was we started by taking the backbone out of the birds, and from there you work your way around the breastbones, and you just remove the entire central portion, and you then are able to open up the birds like this. Like we have our turkey here, just opened right up, and then I saved this so you can see. You can have your butcher do this for you, the deboning, the deskinning, but usually you'll have these gristly white ligaments in here, and you just want to take a paring knife like this and come in and just cut them out because they're tough, they're stringy, and they're just not good in the turducken. So just want to make sure you get these out, even if you have the butcher do everything else for you.
Now, the best thing to do, and we did it from scratch, but go to your butcher a day in advance and...
Call your butcher 3 or 4 days in advance because usually they need a little lead time because most places don't have fresh birds year round, so they need to let it thaw before they can debone it for you. So if you want to have your butcher do that for you, you need to give them a few days lead time.
Okay, so now that we've deboned all the things, we got the turkey going, we got the chicken going, and we got the duck. So let's start putting it together. So what do we need to do?
Okay, the first thing we're going to do is season our bird.
Okay.
We're going to take our salt, pepper, and what is that we have there?
We have some great Oak Ridge Barbecue Game Bird Chicken Rub, and I definitely suggest checking them out. I've also done a review of the product on our site, so I definitely love this product. Now, when somebody doesn't have the stuff already, together, what are some things?
So normally when I do a turducken, I like to stick with a traditional poultry seasoning. Sage is a very classic flavor. Either of those go good, but just a little sage, paprika, and garlic powder is a good combination for seasoning a bird with, or poultry seasoning and a little maybe extra sage or some garlic powder, and then of course your salt and pepper.
Do you switch it up because of the seasons, or?
Not so much what I flavor it with, more what I'll cook it with. Like this time of year I like to put apples and cinnamon sticks in the bottom of the pan to give it more of that fall flavor. If I'm doing it in the spring, I'll put it on a bed of fresh herbs to give it more of the springy, fresh flavor. Okay. Sometimes lemons are a nice,
that's good. Yeah. I like lemon. Okay, so let's get rocking here. Okay, so we have some salt.
I will let you, since my hands are poulturally,
sure.
I'll let you.
So how much?
A nice thin, even just sprinkle it. You don't want it to be too heavy because it's going to get every layer, but you also want it to be just even.
I should have done this before. We'll skip the salt for a little bit. So we're just doing the pepper. Now obviously it depends on how much turkey you have and how much pepper you want to just...
Yeah, that's probably good.
Okay.
We'll just rub everything in.
Rub it in. Okay. There we go.
There you go.
Look at that. See, that's why we don't do it on ITV recording. Okay, some salt. That looks really, really nice.
Okay, that's plenty. And then just a nice healthy sprinkling of the rub. You might want to use your fingers and just sprinkle it over.
Like this?
For control. Yeah, that's probably better. Yeah.
Oops.
That's going to be, yeah. Here we go.
There we go.
Now.
We can get that side.
Let's
be generous. Okay.
You don't want to be too generous because we are doing this 3 more times, or 2 more times. 3 more times.
We have plenty, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay, so now we're going to put stuffing in.
Okay.
Turducken is traditionally a Creole dish. So think South, think Louisiana. Cornbread stuffing is your classic turducken stuffing.
So we went to like the supermarket and we got pre-made stuffing because we're a little bit lazy here.
I have the bad habit of making my cornbread from scratch 2 days in advance, cubing it up, letting it go stale, and then making my own stuffing.
Oh, okay.
I might be an overachiever.
Yes, I think you might be. Okay, so we have some nice...
Okay, we're going to put a nice layer of stuffing down. You want to kind of evenly get it all over.
This smells really good. I like it. I like cornbread too. It's perfect. Perfect.
And you can put whatever you like. If you like celery in your stuffing, put celery in, some onion, always a good flavor. Once again, it's southern. You can put pecans in, always good. I
that
love
sounds like
pecans.
an interesting thing.
Love pecans in my stuffing.
You're gonna give me some recipes, right?
Of course.
Awesome, great. So,
that's probably good.
Okay.
Okay, so we have our nice even layer of stuffing. You don't want to make this too thick because you got a lot more to go. So now we're going to take our nice big duck, which we have also deboned and deskinned.
Now people like, we kind of talked about this before, we wanted to do more of a big turducken style, but if people want to do like a cutlet style, what would...
You could just get a turkey breast, a duck breast, and a chicken breast, pound them out flat, put the layer of stuffing in between each one, and roll it up and do more like a deli roll with the 3 birds for a less extreme, maybe more, you know...
Low-key.
Low-key. You don't want to feed the entire village, just a family turducken.
Now, what other... I mean, like, this was a great duck. What type of... Any duck will do? Like, what type of...
Any duck will do. Duck is very greasy, so that particularly is something you want to try and have your butcher debone, deskin for you, because it's very fatty, and it'll start to render in your hand and become kind of slimy and hard to deal with and shoot away from you, and that can be complicated. So
well, you did a very good job, by the way, of deboning.
Thank you.
Not that I've ever, like, I won't say that it looks good.
Thank you, Rich.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, so we're gonna put more salt and pepper and spice down on the duck.
Is that too much, or?
That's good. I'll just rub it in.
Okay, so we'll also add some seasoning here. Okay.
Yeah, so you can do like lemon, citrus in the bottom. You can do fresh herbs. You can do the apple cinnamon combination, all of which are great whether you're just doing a turkey or you're doing a turducken, and adds a nice, nice layer of flavor. And then we're gonna come in here and
go for that. That looks really good. I love stuffing. I think this is, I wish I could eat it year round. Like, obviously you can.
You can.
But like, you know, Thanksgiving time, people tend to eat more stuffing.
'Tis the season.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, moving on. I love stuffing.
Yeah, so we're gonna get it nice and even. And you want to make sure everything's in even layers. You want it to be very symmetrical and uniform. To save yourself a lot of grief when you're rolling it up and finishing it off, and also so that it cooks through evenly.
I mean, that's important. Smoking. Now we're gonna be smoking this. Sometimes people can put it in their, you know, like a regular oven.
Right, which is what I've always done. I have yet to smoke one of these, so I'm very excited to see how this turns out.
Oh, I think all my fans are gonna be knocking on my door. Rich, we want turducken. What temperature would you put it in the oven for?
In the oven, I would do it at between 275, 300.
Okay.
It depends how crispy you like it. You know, it'll vary how it turns out based on the temperature you cook it at. Some people like crispier skin. Some people like more of the low and slow, and it's like falling off the leg bones.
Yeah, I think my fans like the low and slow type of.
Yeah, so there you'd want to stick with more like a 275. And okay, now we've got our lovely chicken down.
Ooh. Chicken cutlets. Let's put some salt, not too much this time. There you go. You want to do the pepper? Or?
Not particularly.
Okay. Okay, great. See, I told you we'd have enough seasoning to get through. Awesome, that looks great.
Very good.
Okay. What do you find like the hardest part of putting together a turducken is?
The binding it, which we're getting to,
okay.
That is usually where the mishaps occur. And there's several ways you can try and bind a bird. The traditional way everybody would do it would be to use butcher's twine and wrap it up. I find that to be a great way to make a huge mess.
Gotcha. That's fun. So.
I've had it just fall apart. I've had everything drop out of the center while I was trying to bind it up. Me and the butcher twine, not friends. And even when you do get it bound up perfectly, then you've got twine in the skin, and if you don't cut it off right, then you kind of mutilate it when you take it out.
Gotcha.
Which you go through all this work, you've got your beautiful turducken, and then you just kind of, it's sad. So I have started using kebab skewers.
That's a great idea.
I'll show you what to do with that in a minute.
Okay.
For the person who's not a pro at this, I find them to be a bit on the easier side.
The skewers.
The skewers,
okay.
than trying to bind. A real professional, you can get, you can sew up the back, but that's a little advanced.
Yeah, advanced.
Little too advanced.
Well, do you have any good ideas on what do we do with like the leftover stuffing?
We'll get it in there.
Oh, okay. Good stuff.
We'll get it in there. So I'm going to let you hand me the skewers, and so we have everything in here. We have our duck, our chicken, 3 layers of stuffing. Everything has been seasoned, and we are just going to roll this up.
Oh wow!
Like this, yes.
Now, obviously, having like a partner to do this would be.
Oh yes.
Okay, so I'll be your assistant today. Just right through.
We're going to start more up here with these. And
now, why is that?
Sorry. Okay. We'll work our way down, but we just want to hold it together and start. So you want to hand me another one? We'll start in the center, work our way down this way, and then up that way.
Okay. Wow.
Oops. Using the pointy end helps.
Now, do you do it in like a east-west direction or a north-south?
However I can get it to stay.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
This really is the part where I've always had the problems. You don't want to get to this stage and then have the duck shoot out of the back of the turkey.
No, which has happened, right?
Yes, it happened the last time I made one. The last time I tried to bind it, I tied the string too tight, and I went to put it in the pan, and right as I was cinching it shut, the duck shot out the back of the turkey across the roof.
You birthed a turkey?
I birthed a duck from
That's awesome.
Turkey. Yes, yes.
I wish I had that on videotape.
I am so glad you did.
Wow, this is a lot. I'm looking forward to scarfing this down. We're having a test run here at the Grilling with Rich House for Thanksgiving, so...
Okay, so now we're going to bring the wings up and see, we used a smaller turkey, so there's just not as much room to get it all in. So I'm going to hold it up like this. I'm going to let Rich put some more skewers in, and be very careful of my hands, please.
I will.
You can start a little further down just to grab more. There you go.
Oh, I didn't do a good job. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Awesome.
Yeah. We're going to bring the wings a little closer together and...
Right here?
Yeah. Or just anywhere up there you can get them.
There we go. We also have a metal skewer if we need.
Okay. So we're getting it better. I'm going to do another one. And while this might not be the prettiest way you've ever made a turducken, it is so much easier than trying to get under here and over here and under and over with the butcher's twine.
Okay, more another.
Yeah.
I mean, this is also, you know, we're not going for style points, we're going more flavor profiles.
Right. Okay.
Awesome, that looks great.
So where is our roasting pan?
Roasting pan over here. Now, when we're putting in the smoker, what are your suggestions on temperature and time?
So I've never done the smoker before, Rich, so I'm relying on you to be the expert for this.
Great.
But I'm going to say probably in the 250.
That makes sense, yeah. We
250 range, about the same. Hopefully it should take about the same amount of time.
Yeah, okay.
So you grab the wings, and we're going to very delicately turn this over and try not to let anything spill out of it.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Woo!
Okay.
And the skin up here is kind of torn a little bit.
Okay.
Which isn't a problem. Now as for that remainder of stuffing, Just kind of stick it.
Now we're going to season the skin here, or what are your...
Yes, we're going to rub it down.
Okay. Ooh.
We're gonna, we can get some olive oil and rub down the skin.
Okay, let me get some olive oil.
Okay. Some people like to use butter. I'm a fan of the olive oil.
Okay. Now, extra virgin olive oil is good?
If you can, there's really, once again, like that's the good stuff, the first press, there's really no need. What I am making a point to do is tuck the legs down and tuck the wing tips under.
Okay.
So that they don't burn or they don't cook first.
That makes sense.
So we're going to get them underneath so that they cook through more evenly. And actually, because we de-skinned everything ourselves, we can take an extra piece of skin from one of the other birds and put it over here so that this doesn't dry out.
Okay.
But yeah.
So this...
I was going to say, just give me a handful of olive oil.
Oh, a handful.
Okay.
There
we go.
That's nice.
You really can't, you cannot be squeamish when you're making a turducken.
Yeah, I don't think I could do this again. I think this might be a one-time deal.
A one-shot.
Yeah. Okay.
I might need another pan to put under here too.
Okay, we'll get, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And now just, I would just put the rub on it.
Okay.
You don't want to put pepper on the outside because pepper will burn.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so
we're just use the rub. And you can really go to town with the rub here.
Nice. I like my very barbecue, smoky flavor. Ooh, that was a lot. Okay, this looks great. I'm so excited to have this.
Good.
There we go.
I'll rub it in.
Really good stuff. I like Oak Ridge. Very good.
See, this is why I don't use gloves. It gets stuck to them. But, okay.
Okay, awesome.
Time to go in the smoker.
Well, that's all the time we have today, Grilling with Rich friends. Well, check out the website www.grillingwithrich.com for the complete pictures of how it came out, and obviously I'll be on Twitter and Facebook, and I'll see you there. Oh, let's go outside. This is really heavy. Yes, thank you. Okay.